Our apologies for the technical glitch there. What we were saying there is we've got crude protein content of 18.44 there, energy 13.1. What is our target? It's 20 there. For the energy is around 11. Means on energy we are just about close. But look at our fiber content there. It's very high. It's almost the fiber content for the finisher. So what I just need to do is go back. If you're not too sure, you can go back to your data entry there and check on your products what has got a high fiber content or what has got a low fiber content. So what I need to do is go back to formulate there, check where I am in terms of, on white maize I still have 60, soybeans I've got 30, and soybeans has got a bit of high fiber content, or maybe is those meal screening maize offals. What if I take them down a bit, let's say to 3 there. Everybody, can you type in 3 on there and press enter? I'm now on 95, maybe let me put 65 there to compensate for the 5. Right, I'm back to 100. Let's go back to output to see what we've got. You can see there on the fiber content, I reduced it to about 4.3. On the crude protein, I've got about 80.75, which means I am just about there. So what I need is just a bit of protein, just a bit of less fiber. What do I have that I can maybe increase? I want to increase my protein, which is maybe in soya. Let's say I take, where is my formulate? It's there. Let's say I go back there. What will happen if I put 0 on the milk screenings? Completely take them out. Enter. I'm on 97. What if I were to put the soybean there? At 3.3, I'm on 100. Where are we? Right, you can see there, I'm on 2.95 on the fiber content, which is just about 0.5 close to what we need on the fiber. I'm just a little bit low and high on energy. So I can play around with maybe the protein content, increase it a bit, decrease maybe the energy, which is more in the maize. Let's just play around it with it. Maybe if I were to put 35 there, press enter and maybe put 63 there. Sorry. That's a 0 there. I'm on 102. What do I need to? I can take off about 3 there to something like I'm back to 100. What do I have there? You can now see my crude protein content is 20, my energy is a little bit high, which is fine, and I'm on fiber content of 3% against 3.01. What it's mainly showing us is it's a question of just playing around to the nearest figures. So on there, I can safely say, if I were to give my broilers that kind of starter, it's as close as possible. It's about 0.2 higher on the energy level, but it's within acceptable discrepancies. So we've got our crude protein there at 20 against 20 to 22. We've got our energy there against 11.5. Remember, you can still lower it down. And on there, I've used maize and more of soybean whole fat. I could have used maybe soybean meal. Let's put soybean meal there at 35 and 0 there. What will have happened? Let's just see the difference. You can see the energy there, it has gone down. The fiber, it's around 3.7. The crude protein, it's around 21, which is still in an acceptable range. So basically, that is how you do it. Let's try again to formulate on the broiler finisher, just so that maybe you can get a better idea. You can see on the broiler finisher, it says they feed broiler finisher in the last 4 to 8 weeks. These days we're concentrating to 4 to 6 weeks. Cottonseed cake should not exceed 12%. Oil and molasses should not be used. So we are basically saying there on the finisher, we want lower protein content and high fiber. Remember, when we're formulating there, higher fiber, we're getting it in the crushes where our maize offals there. This is where we're getting a bit of high fiber. If I were to put in my milk, my screenings there, and maybe I'm on 108 there. So if I were to subtract, let's say 8 there from 63, what do I have? About 55. I press enter and back on 100. What do I get there? You can see on crude protein for my finisher, I'm on 16. On energy, I'm on 11.9, which is very close. I'm just above on the fiber content. So I need to reduce a little bit more on the protein. And we're saying a lot of our protein is from, for now we're getting it on from soybeans. What would happen there on the soya if I were to reduce it, let's say to 30? I'm on 95, maybe increase there to 60 to keep it at 100. What would I have there? You can see I'm on 19.64 against 16 to 17 and fiber there, which means I have to reduce a little bit more again on the crude protein. There on the crude protein, let's say I reduce again there to 25 and increase it there maybe to 65 and back to 100. Remember, this 100, you've got to keep it constant. If you're working at home, let's assume this is 100 kgs, so that you don't get lost. Forget about the percentages. Let's assume it's 100 kgs. You can see there on the broiler finisher with what I've worked on. I'm now on 17.95 against 16 to 17, 12.2 against 12.5 to there I'm on 12.25. The fiber content is acceptable. So basically, with what I have formulated there, I have got my finisher, which means I used white maize crushed. When we're saying white maize crushed, what are we saying? It's basically your milli meal, which you have grinded, and I've put in a little bit of meal screenings there, which we normally use for our village chickens, or when we are broke, we really want to use this milk screening. They have a very high fiber content, and there we've just used them a bit to give us a little bit more fiber. And you can see on the soybean meal there, we are on 25. You could have used any of these protein content, maybe your sunflower, if you've got sunflower. Let's assume there, what if I had used sunflower? Sunflower, one thing we have to know is it's got a higher fiber content. Let's say I put in 25 there on sunflower and 0 there. Output there, you can see what will have happened. It's got a very high fiber content, but the protein content is okay. So basically, ladies and gentlemen, this is how you formulate your feeds. I think if there are any questions, we can always be talking, but it's more of trying, and if you can play this video over and over again, it will tell you and show you. You can see you've got your data entry, it tells you what you have, you've got your formulate, this is where you punch in and edit the numbers, and you've got your output. This is where you are being told what is your target, and this here is telling you your final drug that you've created, and this is your cost. So this is the least cost that you will be fighting for. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you very much for being with us, and I hope we have learned something. This is our first video, and I know there might be 1 or 2 things that we didn't attend to well, but I'm sure we'll be back together again. Please keep on supporting us. We thank you very much. Thank you.